Hey, number 14 is not a polynomial because there's a negative exponent. Number 16 is degree 7. Leading coefficient is negative 21. 18 is degree 5 polynomial with a leading coefficient of 3. 20 is a degree 2 polynomial with a leading coefficient of negative 6. 22 is an 8th degree polynomial with a leading coefficient of negative 2. 24, p of negative 6 is 546, and p of 3 is negative 93. Sorry, I was just trying to see whether we were supposed to be using synthetic substitution or not. But anyway, continuing on, number 26, p of negative 6 is 2,322, and p of 3 is 9. 28, p of negative 6 is 2,232, and p of 3 is 153. 30 is somewhere, there it is negative 40a cubed plus 10a plus 5. 32 is negative 64a to the 6th plus 4a squared plus 1. 34 is 2y to the 4th minus 8y squared plus 9. 36, I have to turn the page, hold on. (36a) as negative 2 is a max, 1 is a minimum, 2.5 is a max. 36b is negative 3.5 and negative 0.5, and 36c is 4. And 36d is all, 36d, the domain is all real numbers, and the range is less than or equal to 4.1, so negative infinity.
There is no.
Where are you reading?
I don't know. What lesson is this? Oh, look at that. That'll be true next lesson. Try again. 36a as x approaches positive infinity, as x approaches negative infinity, and at the f of x, the function approaches negative infinity as x approaches positive infinity. 36b, since the end behavior is in opposite directions, it's an odd degree function. 36c, the graph intersects the x-axis at one point, so there is one real zero.
Like, I gravely misunderstood the assignment if I got that wrong.
38a is as the function approaches positive infinity, the function approaches positive infinity as x approaches negative infinity, and the function approaches positive infinity as x approaches positive infinity. And since this end behavior, for part B, since the end behavior is in the same direction, it is an even degree function. 38c, the graph intersects the x-axis at no points, so there are no real zeros. 40a, the function approaches negative infinity as x approaches negative infinity, and the function approaches negative infinity as x approaches positive infinity. Since it's the same direction, it's an even degree function, and it intersects at 2 points, so there are two real zeros. What questions do you have on those problems?
16.
26 and 16. The sixes got us, huh? Apparently. 16. Not 36, though.
36 was E.
16. 16. I thought 16 was easy, too.
I think I messed it up somewhere. What was the answer again?
It's a 7th degree polynomial, and the leading coefficient is negative 21.
Just because it wasn't in order.
Right. Yeah, it's like
I think
20 what?
What was the answer for
20 was
2 negative?
a 2nd degree polynomial with a leading coefficient of negative 6. You'd have to FOIL it out to get, and then it'll be there.
Oh, Oh, that's why.
I did
I
foil
answered the
it.
wrong question.
I foiled it on the math.
Ah.
The only thing is I didn't carry the negative.
I did
Foiled
15.
it on
Do you
the
do you need to look at it? Okay, easy money. Okay, so what other questions do we have? 34. Okay.
But what about 30, 26?
Oh. Okay, 26. Sure, great. Why not? 26 is like not even hard, kids.
I struggled.
You
with
probably
these ones.
did you, or did you just like make baby
I
mistakes?
think I didn't understand.
I think you just made little mistakes, but let's find out.
When you, these numbers are too big.
Do you like cube whatever's in parentheses or like
Yes,
all of it?
just whatever's in the parentheses.
Okay, so like here we're gonna do like 26. Do like,
Y'all don't know how to do synthetic substitution yet? That's annoying.
it would be like -6.
So much easier by hand. What'd you say?
Like -6 cubed then times -4.
-6
Or
cubed.
-4 times -6 and then whatever that is then cube it.
No, yeah, you'd cube it because exponent's before multiplication.
Okay, so you just cube the -6 and then.
Yes.
That makes a lot more sense now. I know.
Order of operations. Okay. So do we actually need 26, or did we already figure out all the issues
understand
that
now.
were issued? Okay. We can still do
Or
26.
at least just the -6 one.
At least the -6 one. What's -6 cubed?
Confused. Right, like,
No.
6 times 6 times
Negative
6.
216.
-216. Odd number, odd powers,
But it's even. So it's
odd powers, the sign stays. Even powers are always positive.
yes.
Always. So what do we need help on? What are we doing?
26.
Okay, we're still doing 26.
I
Okay,
don't know.
we got this. 26, here we go. 26. P of x. It's a P, why not? Equals x to the 4th minus 4x cubed plus 3x squared.
I thought my numbers were getting too big.
Minus 5x. So you were doing it fine, you just got scared. I see.
Well, no, the numbers are wrong. It's because I did it I times it by that first.
I see. You didn't remember how order of operations worked. I got you. Six to the 4th. Be 36 times 36, whatever that is.
1,296. Yep.
Sounds right.
I was
Positive.
The numbers say badly when I try to say this.
1, 2, 9, 6.
-6 cubed was 200 and something, right?
Yeah.
216.
Yeah.
But it's negative. Minus 18 plus 30 plus 24.
That one's squared.
Which one? Oh.
So, not 18.
Plus 3 times 36. Now what comes next in our order of operations? Look, y'all will be able to answer those stupid Facebook things correctly now. Those are so stupid. I hate those. Every time I see one of those posts from some knucklehead.
Or do you mean like the ones with
Like,
flowers?
what is the answer? Yeah, or those, or the how many triangles are there, or those are more like fine, because those are like people are missing triangles because they're missing them. But the ones where it's like some order of operations problem, like what is the answer to this problem? And you have like 30 different answers in the comment section, and then they're arguing, and almost always the 2 or 3 people that are like yelling at other people have done it wrong. And so it's like, oh my gosh, like the stupidest post ever.
Hammed.
864.
majority of these kids, those people on Facebook didn't
What?
108.
Yep, that's where I was getting there.
No, you add.
You do.
change. Do?
I thought it
And
was
you end up
minus
with
30. Oh no, it's because the negative times the negative equals a
Wait, why is it the 1,296 negative?
because it's
even power. Negative times negative times the negative times the negative times the negative is positive. If it's an even power, it's always positive, always. If it's an odd power, the sign carries through whatever it is.
I missed it by such a little amount.
I probably just subtracted.
It's difference between landing on Mars and crashing into the surface. So don't miss it by a little amount.
Yeah.
What other questions do we have? 34. Britain's been like, I'm asking about this for an hour and a half.
What is her?
I got one thing wrong and I want to know how
I see.
I didn't understand.
You put a negative in there.
Okay, so for 34, we're supposed to find c of y squared minus 1. And it tells us up in the destructions that c of x equals 2x squared minus 4x plus 3.
So we just plug the y
Yeah.
squared, or do we plug the c c times?
It's not times, it's the of.
C of? Do we plug it in all of it, or just the y squared minus 1?
The y squared minus 1. Because it's a function of x. And so we're replacing x with this.
I also didn't see why I missed it the other day. I probably, oh yeah, I times by 2 first. Okay. Let's see where.
Okay, so a big, very common mistake. I cannot make this statement big enough because this is really common. And no matter how many times I say this, people still make this same mistake. But the answer to this little chunk is not y to the 4th plus 1. You don't just square them both. You're squaring the whole dadgum thing. So it's y squared minus 1 times y squared minus 1. So you have to FOIL it all the way out. You're missing a whole term in the middle if you do that. This is a really common mistake, even for people that like know what they're doing. So like don't get going and then make that mistake, right? There's also, I will throw this out there. I didn't do this last year in Algebra 2. I waited till pre-cal to tell you this, but there is a shortcut for squaring a binomial. There is a shortcut to go straight from the beginning to the end. When you're squaring a binomial, like a plus b squared,
Is it the first term squared?
it turns into a squared plus 2ab plus b squared always. So if you want to learn the shortcut for squaring a binomial, you can and just jump straight from here to there. Or you can do this and do it all out, right? So y to the 4th minus y squared plus 1. And then these would combine into negative 2y squared. So this turns into 2y times y to the 4th minus 2y squared plus 1. And this one we can go ahead and distribute, right? So negative 4y squared plus 4 plus 3. Making sense so far? Any questions? Did you figure out your mistake already?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So distribute the 2. We end up with 2y to the 4th minus 4y squared plus 2 minus 4y squared plus 7. Got some like terms. So our final answer is 2y to the 4th minus 8y squared plus 9. What other questions do we have from this lesson, boys and gals?
I didn't understand how you get, like, how you describe it in behavior. Like, how you can look at it and know how.
So, let me put this up on the television so I can point and grunt at things.
That's the best way to teach.
Hand that remote to somebody in the front row, then they can hand it to me.
Oh, that was cruel.
Good job. I don't really even know why I did that because I'm about to walk back over here anyway, so, whatever.
It's fine.
It was exciting.
There are 20 days till Christmas, not 19.
You don't count the day you're on.
No, if you Google it, it's 20.
If you Google it, if you math it, believe we're at 19, because you don't count the day you're on.
I'm not learning.
If you Google it, it's 19. Oh, I find that sentence funny. Makes me laugh. So on 35, for example, as x approaches negative infinity, what is the function approaching? We're positive infinity. So as x approaches negative infinity, f of x approaches, no. Why would you do that when it's literally labeled as f of x?
So up and right are positive infinity, left and down are negative infinity.
So when we're doing in behavior, it's as we're moving in the x direction, what is the function doing in the y direction? So as we're going to the left, negative, and we're going positive infinity. Yes, yes. So positive infinity. And then we write the same thing, but the other way, but it's also approaching positive infinity, right? And so as x approaches positive infinity, the function approaches positive infinity. And then for the second part, since it's going the same direction, it's an even degree, not necessarily an even function. That's a different
Watch out, Sean.
sentence.
Insufficient storage space.
Yeah, and I think that's talking about the TV, so I really don't quite understand.
You gotta view details.
Yeah,
Detail.
Or just close, I guess.
yeah, I don't
Or
care.
view all.
Okay, great.
Can you do 26?
Can I? Yes. Didn't we?
36.
Oh my god.
Okay, as x approaches negative infinity, where's the function approaching?
Positive.
Positive infinity. As x approaches positive infinity, where's the function approaching? Negative infinity. And so since they're in opposite directions, it's an odd degree function.
And there's one real C.
And there's one real zero because it crosses once. 35, we didn't answer that. It has 1, 2, 3, 4 real zeros.
Even. It's odd.
1, 2, 3, 4.
No, it's odd.
Oh no, I was talking about up to 35.
This is even, yes.
What would a function of one of those things look like?
You showed us.
To be continued. we're gonna be doing those.
Didn't you show us in the lesson? Like practice? Like right here? And there.
Well, it's literally gonna be like the ones where the leading coefficient, like it's literally those. It's those are literally polynomials. So, I mean, so that would kind of make sense, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Okie smoky dokie.
Question answered.
Asked and answered. What other questions do we have, children?
Have you seen that one person that makes pictures on graphs by using math?
Are you talking about Vihart or somebody else?
I have no idea. I've seen it like
She's not making videos anymore, which is a shame because she was great.
I've seen it like once, so I have no idea. They just typed in a bunch of math and then it made a challenge.
It's probably not Vi. She kind of did. She did math, and she also did pictures of dragons often and all kinds of things. But she was great. Then she was working for Khan Academy people, and now I don't even know what she's doing.
Me neither. I don't know what you're talking about. So.
All right, any other questions? No, let's take a quiz.
Yay! Quiz!
Wait, when do you know, like 14 through 16, when do you know if it's not a polynomial?
Like 14 isn't a polynomial because it has a negative exponent, but you could think about it as the a being the denominator. It has, yeah, because that's the same as a to the -1. But if you want to think about it as a being in the denominator, that's also fine.
Or number 13 is
Number 13 is not, yeah, because it's got x times y. Yes.
It's the fifth.
So anytime you have a negative exponent or two variables times.
Yeah. Or if it was the square root of x, that would also not be a polynomial. Or a 5 to the x, that would not be a polynomial. We'll talk about all of those, but not today.
We're taking a quiz.
Quiz. Five? Yeah. Page 326. Numbers 1, 3, 5. That seems reasonable. Let's do it. 1, 3, and 5.
No graph.
Graphs are easy.
So are the ones I gave you.
Yeah, that's true. Probably.
Even 5 is arguably easy. It's just a little bit more work than the others. 1 and 3, you can look at it and write the answer.